Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I'm on the crypto-law.us website. This is a go-to source for all things SEC versus Ripple. It is maintained by attorney John Deaton. It's really fabulous. And also, yesterday, this particular law group put out a tweet, and it went something like this. It summarized the hearing. The SEC failed thoroughly and completely in asserting blanket privilege on the documents it has repeatedly been ordered to produce. That was a really big win. And why do you think the Ripple team wants these documents so bad? Well, let's think about this. There are no less than 4 attorneys who have had high-level SEC positions in the past, like the chair, the directorship. Even one person had the chief enforcement litigation counsel position. So they likely know something, highly likely. And I've always said they know where the bodies are buried, and I believe that now more than ever. Jeremy Hogan, wow, this attorney really nailed it. He said to watch out for the in-camera review. And sure enough, Judge Netburn believes that these documents that the SEC doesn't want to share are relevant, and she will see in-camera review, which is a private viewing of these documents, and then decide what to issue or produce to Ripple and what not to produce. Yeah, it was a very good day. And also something else is happening right before our very eyes. It's a development that is really proving to be interesting. It's the teamwork that is occurring among the XRP community, mostly led by DAI. It's an organic growth of an army of retail investors using technology to expose the SEC. No doubt this will probably become a case study for many academics, those studying law, social media, psychology, sociology. It all plays into what Brad Garlinghouse said in his tweet, a takeaway that you should never bet against the tenacity and thoroughness of Twitter sleuths. Yeah, he's so right. And I think that everyone is doing a good job, and I hope they keep it up. And so when you research and you share, it is now possible to become a real instrument to create a level playing field. I think about it. Think about how the SEC or many centralized powers were able to maneuver behind a curtain in the past, out of the public eye. Those days are gone. All right, moving to another new document that was filed. It's very interesting. We have an attorney here who is Lila Tesler of Sidley Austin LLP, and she filed an appearance of amicus curiae on behalf of the Chamber of Digital Commerce for the SEC versus Ripple case. The amicus curiae is not a party to an action, but has a strong interest, a friend of the court. And Lila is no doubt going to petition the court for permission to submit a brief with the intent of influencing the court's decision. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. As Jesse Hines says, this is getting very interesting. I'll let you go to my Twitter feed to hear her position, but basically, in a nutshell, she doesn't think it's feasible for blockchain companies to be put into that box. And then moving right along, wow, Raoul Pal, he is an example in this space for everyone. He's paying attention to a wide variety of projects and so far away from living in a crypto bubble. He follows, I'm sure, some of the XRP community because it showed today in his discussion where he talks about XRP. Have a listen. He really knows this asset.
Interesting about XRP is there is quite a lot of use cases. Now, I know a bunch of Bitcoin people hate it. It's not decentralized enough. I don't care. It's, are people using it? Yes, a lot more than most people realize. And what's amazing about this setup is you can't buy it on any of the exchanges. And it's not in the Bitwise ETF. The Bitwise ETF is now $1 billion. The Bitwise index is, the top 10 index is $1 billion. So the moment XRP is freed, they have to buy a few $100 million of it. as everybody else can, because the exchanges will have it back. So you're setting up for a hell of a nice run if this clears up. What's interesting about
Very interesting comment. Very interesting comment. So I would like him to see this June slide that shows that on-demand liquidity is really building out, and we have some coming official announcements to look forward to in countries like, for example, Vietnam, Turkey, Guatemala, Honduras, Singapore, Thailand. These are just a few that are coming online. Now, the ecosystem for Ripple is quite large. This has been published by Leonidas, who has the xrparcade.com website. 375 entities, fintechs, banks, money transfer companies, payment software as a service companies, exchanges that help provide liquidity from every corner of the world. This is why I think the XRP community is working so hard to expose the SEC and their very, very unfair targeting of this digital asset. Even George today said something that almost made me fall out of my chair. I've been listening to him since 2017. He keeps up on the space pretty well. I want you to have a listen to this because the narrative is changing, everyone.
A good buy, especially right now. And then you go down the list. I'm not a big fan of XRP nor Doge, but I do feel like it's irresponsible not to have a little bit of each. So I'm going to mention them real quick.
So he says it's irresponsible not to have a little bit of XRP. I think this, I'm not a big fan of XRP, but is going to drop from people's narrative very soon. But George, thanks a lot for paying attention. The market itself, well, we are a tad up. It is just over 2 trillion, up 0.3%. And DeFi, again, is 13% of the total 24-hour volume. 8 out of the top 10 gainers are DeFi related. So again, I just want to really point out that if you're building out your portfolio, this is part of the space that you really need to pay attention to. Yeah, of all those projects, I mean, we've got Kusama, OK Bitcoin, Uniswap, Elrond, Polkadot, Aave, Wave, Sandbox. Yearn is up to $40,000. That's the DeFi deal, farming up 8%. Just amazing, really amazing. All right, I think a lot of people are familiar with home security too, right? And maybe even with the company Ring, which is an Amazon-owned company. They are a camera surveillance device that is sold to millions of people, and they've become the largest corporate surveillance network in the world now. The problem is that your personal data is being shared with multiple third parties. So they provide a clear picture of what you're doing in your life with all this captured footage. And there is a company out there that is trying to solve that with the Internet of Things so that you can own your data on the blockchain. This is IoTeX. And they are bringing this solution to where we can stop this 98% of device data being controlled by centralized entities. It's a monopoly, to be sure. And the company, somebody who is in their marketing department is going to come onto the channel tomorrow and talk about exactly what they are doing. It's interesting, they have a token, IOTX. It's an Ethereum token. It's a governing token. And it enables this decentralized application to devices to be a reality. The token has traded this year anywhere from, well, in the last 12 months, 0.005 up to 14 cents. It's now sitting at 7 cents today. Has a max supply of 10 billion. It's readily available. It's listed on Binance, Gate.io, KuCoin, Huobi Global, Bittrex, HitBTC, and just recently was listed on Coinbase Pro on August 11th. Anyway, I'm interested in this project. So I am looking forward to that interview tomorrow, and I will be sure to share it with all of you. All right, we are jumping to the fluff, and it's really kind of interesting, something that has been developed that is very useful. Japan, just so you know, boasts of a 95% recycling rate, especially when it comes to corrugated cardboard. There's a company called Toyo Seikin, which is a group that's been serious for making all kinds of packaging for more than 100 years, but they have a new innovation for disaster recovery sites, or even used for toys for children, and also even a camping solution. What they've done is collaborated with Yusuke Murakami, who's an Antarctic researcher, and they made a fast and light tent called the Dandan Dome. And the interesting thing is it is made of 100% cardboard, and it goes together in a very simple fashion that it says anybody can build. And when it's finished, it looks like this. So you can imagine if there is need for some fast, quick, temporary shelter in an earthquake, a hurricane, mudslides. We deal with those a lot in Japan. This is something in a recovery zone can work as some temporary shelter. And with the rain, it even withstands the weather conditions because the cardboard has a coated surface. Very interesting. And I want you to take a look at the inside because it's very inviting. Is it not? Yeah. You could ship it anywhere in the world flat and assemble it on site. Very smart. Very interesting. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.